Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Murph. Today, we're going to do a little bit of like a 1 week check-in with our free-to-play account here and just kind of talk about some random kind of just things, kind of progress checks and whatnot, just to kind of see like where I think where I am in the game right now and where I think everybody should be as far as like free-to-play players go. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Arwen news at the end of this. But if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any future videos. For those of you that are new, most of my videos are geared towards free-to-play players, and I love Lord of the Rings, always have, love Tolkien's universe, and a lot of my stuff is kind of geared more towards like the lore of Tolkien's universe. As you can see, we are level 37 right now. I have been able to do pretty good up until the last couple of days of placing high enough in my arena shard to get enough of a gem payout to be able to do full refreshes or our full 350 refreshes of regular campaign energy and our 100 gem refreshes of the guild campaign energy. So we've been able to kind of maximize our experience output by doing that. However, the problem is with this account, it is stuck on my BlueStacks on my computer at home. So the last few days while I was at work, I was having trouble being able to like Chrome remote into my desktop to even like collect energy or do whatever else or just get my arena attempts in. So I slid a little bit in the ladder, and now I'm getting to the point where I don't exactly have as big of an edge as I had a few days ago, just from all the extra gem income I was getting. But anyways, the characters I'm currently running right now for my light side campaign that I am really putting effort into are going to be kind of the same thing everyone else is doing. It's just Lady Eowyn, Eomer, Eothane, Strider. These are kind of your 4 core characters that most people are using free to play right now, and then you can add in Frodo or Halbarad or Pippin or kind of whatever you want for your 5th. I'm currently using Miri. Rangers aren't doing that well right now, but I don't really have anything else that I farmed out on the light side yet on this account, and we'll get to that eventually. But yeah, I'm kind of looking to start making a swap from like target farming most of these characters into kind of soft farming everything else that I've got available right now, to start unlocking characters one by one. Not necessarily like hard farming people like Pippin or like Leliel or anyone else, but just kind of unlocking them so that they're there in the event that an event comes down the road or they become meta, or maybe they're needed for the raid, whatever. I already have them unlocked and I can start investing in them. Now, the other thing I'm kind of working on for Shadow here, my lineup is Gaz Ironhide, and I've got him almost to 6 stars here. I should get him, actually, do I have energy for it right now? All right, let's see if we can get him to 6 stars real quick. Now, I don't know if I recommend doing this because this is a huge gold sink. It's 250k gold to take someone from 5 to 6 stars, but we're going to do it anyways. And with me getting him to 6 stars right now and the gold crunch that's in the game, I'm not going to farm him to 7 stars for now. What I'm going to do on this account is I'm going to start pivoting my guild campaign farm away from Gaz and more into, I'm likely going to work to unlock Pippin and then dump some into Ugluk in order to get him up a star rank or 2. But again, the Shadow team I'm working on right now it's Gaz Ironhide, Mauger, Ugluk, Dunhar, so your 3 free-to-play Isengard characters, and then Nuraz. And Nuraz, what I like about Nuraz compared to a lot of the other characters that people are using for the Shadow campaign is that not only does he have an ability that's going to cleanse and it's going to give defense up to all of your other characters, but this right here summons an additional troll. This troll has 2 AoE attacks, much like Gaz does. So what this does is it gives you 2 gigantic troll characters with just unending AoE. So getting through these Shadow campaign levels is much easier for me right now than it is to get to the light campaign. And what I'm kind of finding right now is I'm at this weird point, and I'm sure a lot of other people are as well, but I feel like there's just not enough energy in the game right now for me to do everything I want to do, because on one hand, I want to keep gearing up my arena team, which, for whatever it's worth, my arena team is the same free-to-play when everyone runs. It's just Gaz Ironhide, as well as Gaz Ironhide, Eowyn, Strider, Eomer, and Eothane. So that's all it is. It's just these 4 plus Gaz. I want to keep unlocking like higher gear tiers for all my characters, but the problem I'm running into right now is what everyone else is running into, which is the crunch of these crystals, whether it's the luminous crystals or the shadow crystals. And between having to dump energy into these every day, having to dump energy into your actual character farms like Eowyn and Eomer, not Eomer, sorry, Eowyn and Eothane, Nuraz, Dunhar, Mauher, these are all characters that I'm dumping at least 60 energy into every single day just to farm their node one, the full 5 times without refreshing it. That doesn't leave a whole lot of room for me to go back into the campaign and push through it further, which is kind of fine with me right now because I keep getting to the point where it's hard for me to progress through the campaign because I don't have enough gear, but I don't have enough energy to get the gear that I need from it. So it's weird. The game's in a really weird spot for me right now. I'm still enjoying it. I still am going to keep playing through it, but it seems like the gear economy in this game, unlike games like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, is really, really brutal because you can't farm like rare gear and green gear at the same time. Like they're strictly split between nodes. So it's not like, if I'm farming for gear 5 or gear tier 5 or 6 for Strider, it's not like I could passively get green gear from doing those same missions for my other characters that are coming up, which personally I'm not a fan of that. But that's the way they designed the game, so that's the way it is. So getting back to kind of something else that I wanted to bring up on this video is just kind of this gear crunch we're in. So I mentioned it a minute ago, but one thing I think is really, really crucial at this point in the game, since our challenges, hop in here real quick. For our challenges, we really are not getting a whole lot of these crystals, right? Because, I mean, even at level 37, 38, 39, I'm still only getting, what, 9 of these every 3 days? So realistically, we get 3 of these per week, right? So we're only getting, what, 27 of these crystals. It takes 4. So, we're getting basically, we'll call it 7 of the actual crystals that these build into. It takes 4 of these smaller crystals to build the bigger crystals, right? That's enough for not even like one character to fully go from gear tier 5 to 6 in 1 week. So that's a huge choke point right now until we hit like even level 40. We're not getting any additionals. We're not getting any more until level 50. So what I think is really, really important right now is if you aren't actively target farming specific characters or factions, I think it's very, very important that you are spending basically all of your energy every single day in order to go through and farm out these nodes that have the actual crystals here. This is so incredibly important right now that unless you're doing something like trying to progress through the campaign or target farming, some of the like the essences like this, I really think that your energy right now is best spent just hard farming these crystals. There's really nothing else we can do in the game right now because we really don't know what characters are going to be, required for the raid. We don't know what characters are going to be required for Elrond. So in order for us to be farming character shards, like we can farm character shards. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just we don't know if we're farming the right characters right now, essentially. So outside of maybe farming character shards for your arena team, I would say you should be dumping all of your energy right now into those crystals so you can push past those gear choke points and place higher in your arenas, bank up more gems over time, and be able to push one, more experience out per day to get a higher level, higher ceiling for your account, and 2, be able to farm more gear and more crystals per day. So it's cyclical, right? You farm more crystals and more gear so that you can gear your characters up, do better in arena, get paid out more gems, so you can use those gems to farm out more gear, and then it snowballs. That's how these games work. And right now, there's really no other content in the game, so you should really be focusing on banking up all those rewards and resources currently. Now, when it comes to campaign progress, I am not too far into the campaigns. I've gotten to chapter 4 normal. I think I began to clear chapter 3 hard mode. However, like I said, this really isn't a priority for me right now because I'm really just focused on farming out all of these crystals as often as I can. Eventually, obviously, we'll have to go all the way through these campaigns, but I really feel like farming out the crystals is more important for me at the current moment. Now, something else I wanted to talk about. So we're about, what is it, 10 days in to the game now. I really think, and I'm not there yet on this account because I took my sweet time with it and really wasn't paying attention to making sure that I wasn't capping this energy. But at this point, you should have him unlocked, or you should be very close to unlocking him. Like I'm 2 nodes away, so really I'm 4 hours away from unlocking him. Him being Sam Gamgee, I'm really about 4 hours away from unlocking Sam Gamgee himself. Now, I don't think Road to Rivendell is going to be a required team for Elrond. I don't know why everybody is so hard on about that. Most people who play these games are stupid, though. So, regardless, even though the Road to Rivendell team isn't one I suggest investing into right now, and it's not the greatest team in the world, what this Gardener's Journey does give is it gives you plenty of essences, experience, gold. What it does give you is it does give you a lot of free resources. So essentially, because you're not spending actual energy or guild campaign energy on this event, this is just essentially free chicken. Like, this is a free extra currency or a free extra resource you get to spend for all of these items from these campaign levels. So make sure, if you're not doing these, please make sure you go in and do this. That way you're not wasting energy to get, like these essences or anything else in the game, unless you absolutely have to. You've already cleared this Gardener's Journey adventure. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is going to be this post that came out yesterday about Arwen. So that, they had a kit reveal for Arwen. I'm not going to go through this and read it. That's brain dead content. Everybody can go to this page and read through the fucking abilities. What I do find interesting is that Arwen is going to be released as a marquee character. Now, what people are talking about is that elves could be used to unlock Elrond. I still don't think that's going to be the case, because as like typically with marquee characters and CG, the way they do it in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is these marquee characters are not free to play farmable. They're free to play unlockable, but they're not free to play farmable, which means that if they drop marquee characters for the first legendary character, nobody's going to be able to unlock Elrond on first go around unless they drop an insane amount of money on it. I'm sorry for the inordinate or the ridiculous amount of cuts. For whatever reason, like, my allergies are absolutely fucking killing me right now. I can't stop sniffling and sneezing all over the place. So it's kind of jumping all over the place. I'm sorry for it. But so marquee character, it's a possibility that the elves are required to unlock Elrond. So I was editing this video and I realized that while I was trying to kind of explain my thought process on this, I don't think I did a good enough job explaining it. So I'm going back in real quick and just kind of like editing over this. Look, to put it this way, nobody knows how we're going to unlock Elrond, right? But I think it's going to be one of 2 separate schools of thought of how we're going to unlock him. Either it's going to be characters that are already in the game, and it's going to be something like the early Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes legendary events, where it was like an opposite faction required to unlock him, and that would be your orcs or your Missing Mountain goblins or whatever. And the other route that they might go is like the newer route that Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes goes, where they do release these marquee characters, like Arwen is being released right now, and they would release someone like Eladin, who's already in the game, but is only in the campaigns, and whoever else. And then these marquee characters you unlock at like 3 stars, free to play. You have to buy the shards otherwise, or wait a few months for them to become free to play farmable, and then you can farm them up, and then eventually you can use those marquee characters to unlock the legendary character. That's kind of the newer path for legendary events in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Now, to kind of wrap back up full circle, what I was saying is that I think essentially you could go either, they go with like the old school Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes approach, and it's something like goblins or orcs or whatever else, or they go with the new school approach, and they're going to release Arwen, they're going to release Eladin, and then you're going to have to use both of them along with like whatever other elves fitting on that team, like Lomi, I forget what his name is, like Lomion or something like that, and that's how you'll unlock him. So obviously nobody knows right now, but once Arwen comes out in her marquee event, if they do another character announcement for Eladin to come out before the Elrond event comes out, or before the Elrond required team is announced, I think it's, at that point, it's probably a fairly safe bet that the elves are probably going to be used to unlock Elrond. Either way, the elves are going to be used with Elrond on the team, so it's not going to hurt to farm them out and gear them and invest in them. The question is just, do you start diverting resources into these elves now, like the ones that are in the game, like Elrohir and Leliel and whoever else? Like Elrohir, obviously, if you're there, you want to dump resources into him because he's going to be part of this team. I don't know if Leliel fits into it because she's not a Rivendell elf. Like, I think she's a Lorien elf, personally. But anyways, back to whatever. Now, obviously, she says that she's best with Leliel and Elrohir. Elrohir is a bit of a late game farm right now, and the brother Eladon is not in the game yet. I'm assuming he'll be another Marquee character, or maybe he's, the raid drop from Mines of Moria. Who knows? It wouldn't really make sense for him to be the raid drop, like canon-wise, but who knows what they want to do at this point. That's kind of all I got for right now. I'm gonna go through this weekend and also release a farming video, and then kind of probably start some of these like character guides that I've been talking about. So if you guys want to see more content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel down below, give it a like, help out the algorithm, drop a comment, let me know what you guys are farming out, where are you guys at with your account, have you guys unlocked Sam yet? And make sure you hit the notification thing so you don't miss videos in the future. And until next time, I'm Murph. Stay safe. Bye.